If you haven't had an opportunity to watch Game of Thrones, The Mountain and the Viper, stop listening now. Major spoilers, here we go. The gods have made their will known. Tyrion Lannister, in the name of King Tommen of the House Baratheon, first of his name, you are hereby sentenced to death. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, man, we're talking about this absolutely breathtaking, crazy, insane, amazing, best episode of Game of Thrones, man, so far. Like, man, every single episode gets better and better and better, okay? We're going to start from the end of the episode and work our way back, obviously talking about the characters that I, come to love and appreciate the most, and after that, we'll talk about other stuff that's happened inside of the season, okay, or inside of this episode. First off, my heart is absolutely broken, man. It's torn into, pretty much they punched their hand through my chest, grabbed my heart, ripped it out of my chest, threw it on the ground, stomped it, and then after that, chopped my head off. That's exactly what happened tonight. I thought everything was going good, man. Prince Oberyn was fighting the mountain, and he had a game plan. He said, first off, I'm not going to wear any armor. I'm going to have light armor. I'm going to take a couple of drinks of this nice wine or whatever, get a little tipsy so I can, perform. And then he went out there with the sole purpose, because we all always knew that he had a hidden agenda. And his hidden agenda was to find out who was responsible for the death of his sister, okay? And he knew that the mountain was the one that was responsible, okay? So when he came out there to fight, it was amazing, man. He had his I guess you could say lover out there with him, and she kissed him and said, I wish you well. And Tyrion was out there, and he was like, first off, Tyrion was like, why are you not in armor? Why don't you have armor on? And this is the best line of tonight. This is what he said. He said, you're going to fight that? That's what the girl had asked him. She said, you're going to fight that? He said, no, I'm going to kill that. Okay. And then, the reason why he didn't wear any armor is he likes to be light on his feet. And what was pretty dope about this, man, they showed Prince Oberyn, they showed him actually running around, dancing around, and doing all these crazy moves, man. He almost like a Power Ranger out there, doing all these moves, to kind of, I guess, show us, the audience, that maybe, haven't read the books or something like that this dude can actually literally get down. He can get boogie with it, okay, get jiggy with it, and he can actually, he has a little bit of soul, a little bit of rhythm to him, and he was out there, man, spinning this blade around, and he put on a show for the people, and it was like, who is this guy? That's the first thing I asked. I said, what is going on right now, man? Even the people, that are supposed to be, cheering for the mountain were actually cheering for Prince Oberyn, man. And all of a sudden, he had an advantage. Okay, he started fighting him. He was moving around. He blocked a couple of the mountain's swings, and the mountain is huge, man. This dude is sitting probably I think he's 7 feet tall, man. And he looks gigantic. He looks like the biggest creature you've ever seen, step out there, okay? And they start fighting, and the mountain starts swinging his sword, and Prince Oberyn is just out there, dancing around. He comes up and he stabs him in the stomach, and he's demanding. He said, he's kind of doing this chant, you raped her, you killed her, tell me her name or something like that. I want you to tell me who's responsible for all this. And it was really awesome. I mean, you were cheering for the prince, man. You didn't want the mountain to win. Nobody wants the mountain to win, because if the mountain wins, then that means that Tyrion is dead, okay? And what was kind of crazy about it, man, he stabbed the mountain in the stomach. First he knocked his head off. He knocked his helmet off, okay? Stabbed him in the stomach. Then after that, he stabbed him in in the back of his right leg, to where he knocked him on the ground. And then after that, he jumped up, and this was crazy. The mountain had fell down. He was completely on his back, flat on his back. He jumped up, grabbed his spear, and just rammed it right into his stomach again, man. And I thought he was dead. I thought the mountain was dead. But Prince Oberyn, man, pulled his spear back out, and he was like, you're not going to die yet. I want you to say her name. I want you to say the name, okay? You raped my sister. You killed her children. Tell me her name. That's what I want you to do right now. So he pulls out the spear, and everything's kind of going good, but I think he got a little too confident. Maybe it was too much wine, too much alcohol. Maybe he was just too drunk. He said, say it. You raped her. You killed her children. You murdered her. Tell me her name. And after that, he gets just a little bit too close to the mountain. The mountain grabs Prince Oberyn's leg, slams him to the ground, and I don't know. I don't understand how it happened, man. Because I'm still kind of looking at this episode. I'm like, how is this possible? Maybe because the mountain is just a mountain. Okay, he's not going to die until he's dead. It was almost, I guess, like a Terminator scene, if you will. And he grabs his leg, man, and then now what's on the ground. Okay, so he grabs his leg, he puts him on the ground, and as he starts standing up, the mountain actually literally grabs Prince Oberyn by his neck, pulls him up above his chest, almost like he's lifting a weight, and punches him across the face, knocks pretty much all of his teeth out of his mouth, okay? Then after that, he gets on top of Prince Oberyn, he puts his fingers into his eyes and starts to gouge his eyes out. And listen to me, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about this is actually happening on the screen, okay? He's grabbing his eyes out. He's gouging them. He's like, pushing in. He's like, yeah, and he's like, I raped her. I killed her children. And after that, he starts squeezing his head. And you're hearing all this, you're hearing, his, I guess you could say like the skull crushing. And he says, then I crushed her head. And he squeezes Prince Oberyn's head and literally smashes his head. He squeezes and smashes the head of the prince. It's shattered. It's oh my God, dude. It's gone. The head is gone. It smashed its head in. And after that, the mountain falls back over. And then after that, you see Tyrion's father, man, stand up, and he says, man, the gods have made their will known. Tyrion Lannister, in the name of King Tommen of the House Baratheon, first of his name, you are hereby sentenced to death. And just the look on Tyrion's face, man, the look on Jaime's face too. But Jaime just looked down. He was just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened. But Tyrion, man, he was just like, everything escaped. Like he actually got pale, and his facial expression was like, I can't believe this happened. This is real. It's really happening, and I'm gonna die. And then the scene cuts to black. And then what was so crazy about it? The scene cuts to black. There's no music, and then a little bit of music. The sorrowing type music starts again. Like, we have 2 episodes left, and this is what we're facing right now. I don't know what to say, man. I just I'm hoping that somebody does something. I don't want to see this guy die. I don't want to see it. He's such a great character, and he's come a long way. He's the only Lannister that has had depth to where his character has adapted and and was able to kind of, I guess you can say, change a little bit. You know what I'm saying? He was bad, and then all of a sudden he was good, and then he gets better, and now I don't know, man. You kind of just root for him, man, for some reason. Maybe that's just how they wrote it or something. I don't know, man, but next week's episode looks crazy. There's a fight. I don't want to spoil this one, man. I'm not even going to talk about it, but there's a huge fight. Jon Snow's in the mix, and it is some kind of creature that is like, I don't know, 90 feet tall, is walking inside of Game of Thrones, man. I don't know, man. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy, man. Anyway, guys, that's it, man. We're going to stop here, and then after that, we're going to go and talk about some more stuff that happened. Tonight's podcast is going to be really short, man. Probably about maybe 20 minutes at the most, maybe 25. It's not going to be that long, though. All right, guys, thanks again for listening.